And we're live. Woo-wee. You said there was a thunderstorm rolling in, Maggie.
There is. So hopefully this internet hangs on
Yeah, the
because
thunder
it's a
rolls.
stormy, the thunder
And the
rolls.
lightning strikes. Boom, boom, boom. Name the artist.
Reba McEntire.
No. It's not even the right gender.
She'd do a
That's
great cover of that.
she
She would do
would
a
Reba
great
would do an
cover.
incredible cover of pretty much anything. That is actually by Garth Brooks. Not his alter ego Chris Gaines,
Yeah, I
but
mean, Garth Brooks by any other name
name
could be Reba McEntire.
could also be Chris Gaines.
He has
Did you
lots
know
of
he had
personalities.
lots of personalities? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's not take any
Wait, do you know
chances.
about this? I'm sorry. Do you know
Yeah,
about like the conspiracy that Garth Brooks is a murderer?
I do not.
Okay. Allegedly, it's a conspiracy theory. I've read that it could not be true, but there is a spike in murders whenever he rolls through town. It's a big Reddit
A few
conspiracy.
months ago, you and I and our friend Laura, took to Claude to ask about the top 20 conspiracy theories, and that didn't make it.
No, but you want to know something?
What?
You know how I said I would maybe believe the moon landing? Like, of all of them, like that would be the one. Did I tell you how I soft pitched that to my friend's mom and she was like, that's not funny and you shouldn't joke about it?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
She said, I don't know why people would even say that.
That it was
Why
fake.
people would even say that it was fake. A lot of people worked really hard on it. And I was like, it's just,
It's what's out
there's,
there.
it's what's out there, What are we doing? I really leaned
Ooh.
in.
Wow.
Whew, I didn't know conspiracies were so hot.
They are hot.
Like if you say something.
You know what? There's a conspiracy going around that this is the most popular podcast recapping the West Wing right now.
There is a conspiracy, but you know what? Some conspiracies are bona fide fact.
Yeah.
Truth.
So should we give the people what they want?
We should.
You want to clap since
Clap.
you're going to clap and then do a brief?
1, 2, 3.
Hell yeah.
Hell
Hell yeah.
yeah.
You got it.
And the thunder rolls.
And the lightning strikes. Boom, boom, boom,
Boom. Okay. Here's my briefy. These are my
Okay.
next 4 episodes. I've only watched 8 episodes so far.
Episodes 4 through 8. Season 1, episodes 4 through 8. I guess we should say that.
Oh, yeah.
This is season 1, episodes 4 through 8.
Of the West Wing. I
Oh,
don't know why I
okay. You
said
should
it
do
like
that.
that.
Okay.
It's actually also episodes 5 through 8.
You're right. This is season 1, episodes 5 through 8 of The West Wing.
Of the West Wing. I don't know. I just couldn't stop it.
Wiser. Okay.
Okay, speaking of popular things from the late 90s, early aughts. Here's my brief. In Chicken Little, the sky is falling. But in The West Wing, episodes 5 through 8, it's the ceiling that's crashing down, literally, on Josh Lyman. And he's not even in the East Wing in 2026. There's also drug rumors, insider trading, and national parks. So basically, a typical Tuesday at the White House. Most notably and important, Rizzo enters the chat. GTG, TTYL. That's some AOL slang from 1999.
Got to go talk to you later? Okay.
Because that's when, like,
That's what it is.
Instant Messenger.
Dial up. That's true.
Yeah.
This is very much AOL dial-up time.
Yes. Which I
Maggie-
should maybe get AOL dial-up because of my internet issues.
Probably better than what you've got. Maggie, you said last week that you hadn't been this invested in a show as you were in The West Wing in a long time. Does that statement still hold true on
It does.
episodes 5 through 8?
It does, and it is hard to not continue to watch. I want to just like be binging the whole thing, but I know I have to
know.
keep my mind fresh.
Because it's these are dense episodes and
Yeah.
it'll start to run together.
Yes. And so I made sure at the end of episode 8, I wrote down predictions, and then I did start episode 9, just in full transparency.
That's okay, but you've got your predictions for episode 8 and you're not
And
going
I'll
to
stay
change
true to them.
You'll
I'm going to stay
to them.
true to what I wrote down.
I think we should do what we did last week where you talk about some of the stuff that really was like top of mind for you, and I'll add in a little bit of flavor and commentary. And before,
Absolutely.
there's one thing I want to say before you just take it away.
Oh,
You said last week that you thought this show was really funny. Like it's a funny show.
yeah.
And you said that, and I thought, and didn't really think about it until I was watching it again now for, I guess it's really the fourth time, maybe. I don't know. The third time was kind of spotty. There's a lot of falling asleep on the couch. So we're going to call this truly the third time with, pen to paper. This is really funny. Now that
Yes.
you've said that, it's brought it to life even more. And I just think it's fun to be able to call that out, but also to note that there can be a little bit of levity and light in these really heavy moments. Just a note for any president listening. Not saying you have to be a joke.
No, you don't have to be. That's actually important advice for any president.
You don't have to
You
be
don't
a
have to
joke.
be the joke. You can have jokes.
The jokes. Yeah. But I think it takes
Yeah.
like a lot of wit and intelligence and like really good active listening. Anywho, we'll let you take it away.
Okay. The first thing, Rizzo from Greece is Dr. Bartlett, is
Yes.
Mrs. the First Lady. Okay. I just got to say, I watched Grease every day after school in first grade.
Did you really?
I did.
Okay, when I knew that Stockard Channing was coming, and I was thinking to myself, I wonder if Maggie really knows Grease, the movie. It came out the year I was
girl.
born, not to reveal it. I know you guys are shocked at the age. That came out the year I was born. I am shocked to hear, because you and I've never actually talked about Grease. My best friend Lauren and I used to do all of the dances from Grease in her mom's bedroom when we were growing up. Everything like the hand jive, and one of us would pretend to be like Cha Cha Tagorio. Like we did all of that.
Cha-cha.
Cha Cha, right? So
Oh my gosh.
I love that you're a Grease head.
Yeah, I'm so
Are you Grease
greasy.
1 or Grease 2?
Only Grease 1.
Okay.
I watched Grease 2 like maybe a couple times, and then I was like, I think I'm over it.
There's two
But I will
camps.
say-
You're either Grease 1 or Grease 2 out there.
I think Grease 1 is the correct camp to be
I think
in.
it is too.
Yeah. Hot take.
Hot tech. Meow, blowing up the internet.
I think the best part of watching Grease was I'm in, first grade, and my mom would just like stand there while I'm watching it, and she would always be like, "Do you think Sandra Dee needed to change? Do you think she needed to change herself for Danny?" And I always be like, "No, she didn't. She was great the way she was before." She'd be like, "That's right. She didn't need to change. You don't
But
need to put
dang.
on some." You don't need to put on some hot leather panties to win over a man. He loved her the way
don't.
she was.
You don't. I
Have
will
to
say
pick up
though,
smoking.
whenever, yeah, the smoking was a little much, but that like bodysuit that she wears,
iconic.
I had chills and they were multiplying when I saw it, I used to, when we'd go to the State Fair of Texas, which you were quite familiar with, I used to, with friends, we would practice doing the thing that they do at the State Fair in the fun house where they go back and forth on the stairs and do I mean, we
yeah.
did all of it.
It was such a good one.
Such a good one. So we've got Rizzo. She is the first lady. And you didn't know this. Were you just shocked?
I didn't know that. I was like, dang, she really turned her life around
For a man.
for a man. She totally went the opposite direction. She was like, no buns in her oven. She's marrying the future POTUS. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was just shocked and in awe and loved it immediately. I almost was too distracted as she was trying to match make our friend Sam
Yeah.
with his call girl, which is another time when I really don't like Sam. So his friend, who is a call girl, ends
Lori.
up being taken to the White House, Lori, and he just is a jerk to her. I just feel like he's such a jerk. Like this is her job, so
Yes.
love it or leave it.
I think I agree with you in that he is a jerk. I don't think he's trying to be a jerk. He is genuinely not wanting her to be a call girl, but he's not trying to get with her again. He just doesn't want her to do that. I think it sounds like he's worried about her getting caught and she's pursuing a law degree and
law.
doesn't right and like sitting for the bar and then getting caught. So I think he has good intentions deep down. I think they're coming out sideways, big time, like upside down,
Totally
truly.
sideways. Yes,
Yeah.
and he ate her sandwich.
Yeah.
she's like studying for studying for her law school,
school,
and and she's like, oh, I don't know about this, and he goes, oh, this is what it is, and he just tells her the answer, and then he eats her chicken salad,
That's so
and I'm
weird.
like, Sam, like just leave the woman alone,
Yeah.
you know, say
Yeah.
say your 2 cents, and then walk away.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel. I'm sure
Okay.
that I'll come around to him because you probably have some context on him being a great guy or something, and
I'm not going to say
just,
anything.
I know, but I just want to say right now, I'm not a big fan of Sam.
You don't have to like him. Doesn't mean you don't like Rob Lowe. It just means
Yeah,
you don't like Sam Seaborn, which I
that's true.
always like to say when you don't like a character on a show or in a film, that means that's a really good actor because you can't not like you don't know the person. How would you know if
Yeah.
that's who they are? So for them to be able to play a villain or just a character that you don't like, remember they are an actor, a human being behind it. So they also could still be a monster. We don't know, but you don't. All you know is that you don't like the character, which means baller acting skills. Baller, Chicago,
Baller, 20-inch blades.
Italian polo.
All right. Another thing that I thought was really fun from this set of 4 episodes was when they have like the cheese meetings.
Mm-hmm.
And so they get to meet all these people who are just like, they just want the government's ear, and they have these pitch decks and they just want to
Yes.
talk about it. And the ideas seem so ridiculous. And they're like, no, we would never do that. But, you know, these people care a lot about it. And the best one is the highway for a wolf, because there's these wolves that have to migrate from Canada, and they have to migrate all the way down through the United States, and they risk their lives to do this, but they have to do it. And so it's like a multi-million-dollar wolf highway. Maybe
Yes.
$1 billion. It's like so much money on a wolf highway. And that got me thinking of this depot, Amanda.
Oh,
What is an extravagant thing that you would spend a lot of money on that other people might say, that's a silly way to spend your money on that? Like, that's silly. Like a wolf highway. But it's like, actually, this is important.
it needs to be important, or is it an indulgence?
It's important to you.
Okay.
Maybe the indulgence piece of it is important to you. But you're like,
Yes.
like, example, I have to buy just Peanuts peanut butter now. I can't buy it if it has any palm oil in it.
Sure.
I have to buy it just peanuts. It's like, this is actually really important to me and my family. We can only eat the just peanuts peanut butter.
Okay. A couple of things I've always splurged on: real Q-tips, not just swabs, and like Reynolds aluminum foil. They tend to be better. I will say, if we're going to go up a notch, a couple of things I will spend money on. You know, I like to garden. So I'll spend money on like gadgets and things like that make things easier or prettier. And I am a firm believer, if you're doing a long haul transatlantic flight, that you should be in a lie flat seat, particularly on the way there. If you can't afford it on the way back, that's different. But if you're flying from the States overseas, you're typically doing an evening flight, which means you're going to wake up and you kind of need to be ready to go the next day. And the best way to do that is to be able to lie flat and actually get some sleep so that you are energized and like recharged enough that your first full day there isn't a total waste. Okay. Because you're maximizing travel that way. So you're actually saving money by not having to rest for an extra day. You can really cram in some stuff. Now, on the way back, you're usually flying and it's a day flight. You land sometime, afternoon, early evening. You stay awake for a few hours, get in bed at 8 o'clock, then you're back on track. That is the plan. So my pitch is a transatlantic long haul flight when you are going away from the States should be lie flat, or at least premium economy where you can stretch out a little bit more.
I'm sold. I would
Are
give you
you?
the government. I would give you the government money for it.
Thank you.
I don't know if I would spend my own money on it, but I would definitely spend Uncle Sam's.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'd be
Do
like,
that.
sign
Uncle
the
Sam
check.
Seaborn's. Uncle Sam Seaborn.
Sam Seaborn. He is uncle-y. He's got like some uncle energy.
Besides your peanut butter, what else for you?
Oh yeah. Things that I think are important that other people might think are silly. I'm sure I have a lot of them, Amanda, but none of them seem silly to me, so I can't even think of it right
That's
now.
fair.
I'm like, all of these things are important and necessary, and everyone would agree with me on all of them. Obviously.
Obviously. Yeah.
Obviously.
Okay.
Um,
Real quick about the block of cheese day. That actually
Yes.
did happen. Andrew Jackson did really used to do that. So that wasn't them making that up. So that is from something that happened in history where Andrew Jackson had the block of cheese day. And then our good friend Barack Obama launched a cheese day in 2014. And he had cast members from, he had Joshua Lyman or Bradley Whitford and somebody else, I think Joshua Molina, who is, we'll meet later, be a part of the announcement with President Obama. There's a bug, by the way. I just want to say there's a bug flying, and you can see it
I
on
didn't
camera.
notice it. I
I'm gonna
couldn't see
catch it.
it.
I'm gonna catch it on this
Okay.
pod.
Wait,
Anyways,
that's amazing.
yeah, isn't that cool? So Obama launched it again.
Very cool. I like the idea of it. We used to do that like at my old job. We would do just like listening, like just have people come in and do roundtables where people can share their opinions or thoughts. And sometimes you can't do everything, but sometimes you can explain it to people so that they
Yeah.
understand it better. And they're like, oh, okay, I never thought of it like that. And then
This-
other times you're like, wow, that's a great idea. Let's do it.
Yeah, this felt a lot like office hours and town halls that we had at the comedy club.
Yeah. Yeah.
You hear all kinds of
Although no
ideas.
one brought a wolf idea.
Nobody brought a wolf.
No. Also, President Bartlett. This is another big one, and then I have a couple small things.
Yeah.
But him calling himself a national park national park buff, and he's just like real into national parks. One thing he did. These are a couple things. I'm going to get back to the national park piece. But in this, it opens this one episode. It opens and he's like basically holding Josh Lyman captive to talk about national parks with him.
Yes.
And Josh is like, "Can I please leave? I need.
I can't leave until you tell me to leave.
Yeah, I can't leave until you tell me to leave, and I have to be here in a few hours to work." And he just like won't let him go. And then the other part in like the next episode, there were like a few times where I was like kind of not really vibing with Bartlett. Okay. These are like some stories that would come out in like a New York Post or something. And I'd be like, ooh, he needs to work on that. Because the other thing is when he goes in with the cabinet and the vice president opens up the meeting. And then Bartlett comes in and he's like, read back the minutes, Mildred. And she reads them back. And he basically calls out the vice president. Instead of calling him in, calls him out in front of everyone and really nitpicks him over the smallest little detail of like, oh, the most important thing we're supposed to be doing is working with Congress. I think we're supposed to be working for the people. And it just felt like really tense. And that ended up being a storyline that it was so tense. But I didn't really love that. And then the last thing, back to Sam, Leo's daughter asks Sam out on a date. And then, Mallory asks Sam out on a date. And Sam goes and tells Leo because he just wants to make sure that it's fine. Then Leo sandwiches Sam with writing a birthday card for like an assistant, a general, like someone like who's way
Assistant
below his
transportation,
pay grade.
Secretary of Transportation or something. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And he has him write it, and then Bartlett is in on it too. And Bartlett also like makes a big deal, makes him go and do a rewrite. So he's like stressing about this card, trying to get the words right, which was kind of funny. Anyways, and then he comes in and like talks to Mallory and Leo and is like, your dad works really hard, and that's like, so give him a break. And it's like, she doesn't have to give him a break. She doesn't have to give him a break. He's her father. And he can just be like, that's fine right now. This is the season we're in. I don't know. I just felt like Bartlett was a little messy in these 4 episodes.
I agree. There are some other episodes coming, as we know, because there are 7 seasons. And I do think he redeems himself in a couple of ways coming up pretty soon.
Okay.
I'm curious
These were
to
some
see-
messy moments.
I'm curious to see what you think in the future. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just curious if you see what I'm saying.
No. I mean, I will say I actually really like that because I think that our heroes in our shows should not be perfect, right?
True.
Like they should be human. And so these were some good moments. I just wanted to point out that these were some moments he's my president, but these were some moments that I didn't agree with him. I don't want people to think that I'm just a talking head, always supporting Bartlett.
I get it. If we're going to call out some of that stuff, there's something else that we did not call out in the first episode. And I feel like if it keeps going on and we don't call it out, then people are going to be like, why aren't you calling this out? And you may not know about it. First of all, I want to talk, it's about CJ and Danny.
I have on my list something about Danny, but continue.
Okay. Well, what are your thoughts on the relationship of CJ and Danny? Let's talk about that first.
Well, I think it's wild, Danny just walking around the White House in this pre 9/11 world. He just like opens the door, walks through classified
Well,
information,
he does have a
people's
breast fat. I
offices.
mean, like that does get you in further, but still, he's behind the scenes, BTS big time.
Yeah, he just walks wherever he wants. And I'm like, this feels like, is this what it's like once you get into the White House? You can just free range yourself all over the place
I'll let you know. When you come be my
when
chief of
you're,
staff, you'll know.
I can't wait. I like how you're like, it just makes me want to dip my toes into politics behind the scenes, but maybe you'll be president.
No, I don't want to be president. I'd rather be a chief of staff.
Yeah, I think it's also they do have a different relationship. I think that Danny has a different relationship with a lot of people in um in this show.
Yeah. So Timothy Busfield plays the character, plays
Uh-huh.
Danny Kincannon, and he kind of got into some trouble last year, and it was sort
Oh
of
no, did he
all
really?
yeah, it was sort of all over the news, and so while we will be talking about CJ and Danny, at least in this episode and maybe in the future, I want to make sure that listeners know I'm aware of it. You probably haven't seen it, obviously, but it's worth a Google so that you know that he got in a lot of trouble. And he was,
Oh no.
yeah, and then he was on the run, and then he turned himself in. And so, yeah, it's a kind of a bummer because he's a fun character, you know? It's a fun way that he plays it. Do you want me to tell you what it was? Or do you want to do
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
What?
It's a
What?
child sex abuse case.
No.
Yeah. And then he was like on the run and it was a whole thing. So,
Oh my God.
yeah.
Oh no. That
And this is
sucks.
this year or maybe end of last year.
Ugh. That
Yeah.
sucks because that character's so good.
The character is really fun and kind of meaty. You know, it's a
Yeah.
little more one than just like a one-dimensional character. So,
Yeah.
you know, we can still acknowledge that back in that time, Timothy Busfield was playing a good character. We don't know what he was up to. We definitely know what
We'll
he's up to
just
now because he got
acknowledge
caught.
only in this world. In the West Wing world, Danny Kincannon is different. You know?
Sure, yeah, but I just don't want
Oof.
I don't want anybody listening to be like, they're not even talking about Timothy Busfield because we didn't mention it last time. And
I didn't know.
we mentioned Danny Kincannon, and I almost was like, do I say something? Do I not? But I knew that Danny Kincannon would come up again because I have seen it. So, you know, he's at least through episode 8, as you know. So I just wanted to call that out. And I was talking to Dr. Witt, and she's like, have y'all brought up Danny Kincannon yet? And I said, you mean Timothy Busfield? She goes, yeah. She goes, I think you should. That's what I was thinking too.
Oh
Because
my God.
I know.
I
Yeah.
hate it. Why people got to be horrible people, you
I
know?
know.
This is way worse than President Bartlett intimidating Mallory about her date with Sam.
Oh yeah, because that's also written and then Timothy
I
Busfield.
know.
Yeah.
I know. I'm
Anyways.
just trying to. Yeah, that's awful.
Yeah.
I hate that. I'm glad they caught him.
Yeah. He kind of turned himself
What a-
in.
Well, after he was on the run.
Yeah. What else you got?
Um, the national parks is great, and how it ends up being like all about the national parks, and that's like the way to save. Is that coming in the next episode?
I think so.
Okay. Well, he just loves the national parks. Cut all of that. Edit, Amanda. Cut that part.
Got it.
Okay. Another thing that I thought was interesting was Josh Lyman gets the card to be able to go into like the nuclear bunker.
Yeah. And nobody else gets it.
No one else.
Depot for you.
I have same depot to you.
Okay, what would you do?
I would feel really bad about it.
And you would keep the card.
I mean, they've given it to me.
Yeah.
You know, they need me.
Well, CJ did make a good point about it. She was like, I'm a press secretary. They don't really need me. They don't need Toby or Sam because they're not going to be writing a lot of speeches. They need
Right.
you to help Leo.
Right.
because Leo's
Yes.
running the country behind the scenes,
Right.
and you're the backup to Leo. So it makes sense.
Yes.
Like CJ made him feel better about it. It's almost like he was thinking about Donna.
You think he was thinking about Donna?
Because he goes, "What about my staff?" And she's, a big part of his staff.
Is he romantic with Donna?
No, I'm just saying, like, it felt like that was the thing he was hung up
He
on.
cared about?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I understand feeling bad about it, but I really did think CJ's points were important. And it's like there have to be people, and you're one of the brains. You're one of the people that they need. So, at the pleasure of the president, use that card.
Yeah.
How about you?
I don't know. I don't know what I would do.
It's not like it's not like, yay, I survived. Like, you have to survive in a world knowing that so many people didn't. Like, that's kind of its own version of
Pluribus.
hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Just like Pluribus. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like that's not necessarily making a sacrifice to be like, I'm staying with everyone. It's almost a sacrifice in some ways to be like, well,
Yeah.
I'll have to clean up this mess and figure it out.
I think if I got to hang out in a house like she had in Pluribus out in New Mexico, that was a nice house and her neighbor's house. I might be okay with keeping that card.
Yeah.
I like
That would
aesthetic a
change
lot.
things.
That would change things.
Yeah. It was beautiful. The other part of it was interesting when he was like, it's not going to be a nuclear bomb. It's going to be smallpox,
Yeah.
which I was like, ooh, was this a COVID pre-show? Like foreshadowing? What's
Who
this?
even knows? Who even knows?
Who even knows? And measles outbreaks. I was like, okay, 1999. Put it back. Bring us back to when that was fiction.
Yes. What else do you have for me?
I think those are my big ones. Chili night sounded delicious. The bar. Oh yeah, wait. The
We have to talk
bar
about the
with
bar.
yeah. Liz is the president's daughter's name. Elizabeth Moss. No, it's Elizabeth Moss. What's her name?
Zoe.
Zoe. A different Z name.
This is her.
Three-letter Z
This is her
name.
debut.
Well, she's beautiful, not just because people say I look like her, but because she's really pretty. Great character. Love that she's just like young and vivacious, and I've seen her in Handmaid's Tale and everything since, so it's like fun to see her as like a young actor.
Yeah.
And then she goes to the bar, and there's these jerks at the bar who are like cornering her and don't know she's the president's daughter.
What
And
rock are you living under? If you're in DC and you don't know who the president's daughter is?
right? If you're in DC, don't you know who like Josh Lyman is?
Yeah,
Like you
you
have
know
to
who
know who
everybody is.
everyone is. Yeah. Like they get out of the car and you're like, that's the ambassador to
Yeah.
somewhere small.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was crazy. And Charlie really standing up for her. Also, like the other staffers being there at the bar with the president's daughter and not paying attention to where she is and that she's surrounded by 4 guys at the bar who are intimidating her. I'm like, you guys,
I know.
knock it off.
I
Pay
know.
attention. It's like a
Well, it's just-
toddler. You got to like watch them.
It's also wild they didn't let any of the Secret Service come into that bar. That the guys were like, "We've got it," like Sam and Josh and Toby, like we got it, we'll take care of it. And then
Yeah. But Secret Service was right outside.
not Toby wasn't there, but they were right outside. But
Yeah.
and then they hit the panic button.
Uh-huh. I think that was probably because Zoe didn't want Secret Service there,
Yeah,
because that's a little embarrassing. And you can't like just go up to the bar if Secret Service is there. And she even says that to her dad. Like she wants to have a normal freshman year at Georgetown, and he's like, you don't get to have one. And he kind of yells at her a little bit.
yeah. He walks her
like,
through what
okay.
happens when something happens to her. It's more, and I think, him explaining it that way, it's like, oh, actually, he's right.
Yeah, it is. Because it's like, ooh, if someone kidnaps her, it's not just like a father, it's the president of the United States with all of the resources of the United States trying to get his daughter back.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
oof. That's so scary. I would not like
know.
to have kids in that high stress
I know.
environment.
What's a good thing
awful.
that you don't?
Yeah, it's a good thing that no one is that have no decision making powers.
I want to call out that. Did we talk about Nick Offerman being in this?
He's the wolf guy.
Yeah, he's the wolf
He's
guy,
the
yeah.
guy who's
Yeah, we
trying
talked about
to
that.
trying to build the wolf highway. Love to see it. He looks the same.
Yeah. The enemies episode, which is episode 8, because we did 5 through 8. And this is the one where Hoynes was like hijacking the meeting and Bartlett embarrasses him in front of
The
the whole
vice
cabinet.
president.
Yeah, huh? They have to kill a like sneaky land use rider that's tucked into the big banking bill. This is also when Sam's supposed to go to the opera with Mallory. It's this whole, that's the episode, Enemies. It is the only Sorkin-free episode of the first 3 seasons.
Like, he
crazy?
didn't write it?
Yeah,
I really liked that episode, though.
yeah. I hear the
I mean,
thunder. I hear the rain.
Can you hear the thunder? Hear the
Yeah,
thunder?
thunder!
Lightning and the thunder, thunder. That's a different one. Yeah. And
Of
is
the
that
first 3
one,
seasons, he didn't. That's the only one that he was not a co-writer on.
that's the one where it ends with, we talk about our enemies more than we used to.
Yes.
Josh Lyman says that to the president. And I thought that was a really beautiful thing to remember. Like, we
Yep.
don't need to talk about our enemies so much.
Not every time.
Even
Not
when-
every time.
No, we
Yeah.
don't have to. Do we even have
Um,
those enemies, you know? Are they our
quick-
enemies?
Are they our enemies? Are they not? Right? Quick question for you. I don't know if this is a
Yes.
defo, but if we're talking about all of the cast that you've met up until now, have you changed your mind about any of them? Sounds like you've kind of changed your mind about Bartlett a little bit, just at least temporarily. And any other thoughts you have on these main characters that we're seeing?
Oh, no, I still don't really like Sam either. Still love CJ, still love Lyman. There is the insider trading thing with Toby.
Yes.
That was something that I was like, oh, Tobster.
Do
the
you
Tobe
believe him?
dog, T-Bone. No, I think he was 1,000% insider trading. 1,000% he was insider trading.
He says he wasn't.
No, he says it's just his friend's company from growing up, and no, he was insider trading. Do you
And then he had
agree?
to- I don't know.
I don't think that's a pretty damned coincidence.
You
What do you
think?
make, like $1 million?
$100,000
$100,000?
on a
No.
$5,000 purchase.
That's a pretty good return.
I'd say.
And that's a pretty good rate of back in 1999 too. $100,000 ain't nothing to sneeze at.
Right.
It's worth a write-up in the New York Times. Okay,
Yeah.
Toby? That's a scandal.
Is this
kind of brushes
also
over him.
is this also the time this is the same episode when they're all having to disclose the random
Things they have.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't remember what the things were other than Toby's
Toby's was the big one.
$100,000.
Yeah. Toby's was the big one.
Oh, were they disclosed? Oh, no. That's a different episode where CJ has to talk about what the first lady's going to be wearing
Oh, that's
in like
different. Yeah.
great detail. And it's like, oh my gosh, who let Vanity Fair in here?
And she talks about In Style magazine. Do you remember that? I subscribed to In Style. Like I had a subscription. sent
Did
to
you?
me in the mail every month. I loved In Style. Can't you tell? It's
You are in
continued
style.
to rub off on me.
You know what? You influenced me because when I was at your house for spring break, you had the New York magazine, and I read several of them, so I subscribed, and so I have received
Sweet.
3
Do you-
copies.
Did you get the Kimmel one?
I just got the Kimmel one.
I haven't read it yet.
I've read pieces, but I haven't read the whole thing.
Yeah.
They're lengthy pieces. I like it. It feels like I'm reading a chapter book.
It really is nice.
The writing's great.
It's great.
Anyways, yeah. I think that Toby, I still like him, but he is still an Eeyore, and now I'm like, you're a little tricky. And then even when Sam is like crafting this birthday message, so Sam is under him, he's the deputy or whatever, and so he's trying to write this birthday message, and he's working so hard, and then Toby's like standing over his shoulder, and he's like, let me do it. And it's like, this isn't even important. This is a fake
This is
thing
a-
that has
yeah.
been assigned just so that Sam can't go to the opera. But
Yeah.
even Toby's like, I can't let you do this because I want to do it. Because he's got some pieces that make him a complex character and also make him relatable. Because if I can't not contribute, someone doing a puzzle, I'm like, I gotta get
Gotta
my
get in
hands
there.
on it.
Got to get in there.
I gotta.
Yeah.
Any other factoids you got?
Let me see here if I have any other
Anything I
factoids. Just a
missed?
lot of debuts in this, like Zoe, Elizabeth Moss, Soccer Channing makes her not her debut on television, but it's her debut into the show.
Yeah.
Let's see here. There's a couple of things that they plant the seed for that will pay off later, but I don't want to talk about those.
I don't know what they're gonna be. They probably didn't even register for me.
Yes. They also had that episode 5. The beginning of episode 5 was that basketball game.
Oh yeah, I liked that.
That
And that was a real basketball player
Yeah,
who was playing
Juwan
with them.
Howard. Yeah. So that's really fun. Like, because there's a lot of moments here where they're actually hanging with the president, which I
Yeah,
think is kind of fun.
poker. I would
Poker,
prefer to,
basketball.
I'd prefer to play basketball or poker than listening to national parks.
Hmm.
How many national parks have you been to?
I thought that was going to be your depot earlier, and I don't know. Maybe
Have
just
you
a
been to
couple.
any?
Probably. I need to look at the list, but not intentionally.
Like an accidental.
Like I was probably at the park and didn't realize this was a national park, right? Not like I just stumbled into it. Like I was going there for a reason, but didn't know it was on the list of national parks.
Like the Grand Canyon.
Not been. We haven't been there.
Really?
No, I would love to go to the Grand Canyon. I'd love to go to, there's a lot that I would actually like to do. You know what's interesting? Having been abroad recently, whenever people have not been to the States, they say, I would love to go to the States. It's like, where would you go first? And they say New York City and then the Grand Canyon. They all want to go to the Grand Canyon. They all want to see a lot of the like national parks. And I'm like, oh, we do have some actually really cool stuff here.
Yeah.
Which
Yosemite.
Yosemite, yeah. So, which is great. They also all want to go to Miami. Miami's a big place for them to go.
Interesting.
It's
Well,
also
those are
easy to
three
get
really
to.
different. Yeah, and those are three really different parts of America.
Yeah,
Honestly, that'd be a great tour to America, right?
yeah,
New York City, ah,
yeah,
Miami, da 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 da,
yeah,
calm trees, and then you go to Grand Canyon.
yeah.
They're just missing like Seattle or
Hmm.
something.
Something, yeah. Or maybe some corn in the Midwest. Maybe a little trip
Hmm.
up to the Rust Belt. A little trip up
Yeah,
to
maybe they
Lake
could come
Erie.
to Erie, which was
Hmm.
voted the #1 lake.
In America?
Lake Erie, #1 lake in America.
That's great.
#2 for water sports, and world's third best sunset.
I thought it was the world's second best sunset. Is it the third?
Third.
Okay.
There's no real ranking. It's just a joke. Everyone should come and visit
It's a,
Erie.
it is a great sunset.
They say good life, great lake.
Okay.
This episode's sponsored by Visit Erie.
Yep.
I've been here 1 year,
One Erie.
so 1 year in Erie. So
One
I'm
year
I'm
in
really
Erie.
hopping on board the hospitality and hotel
It's
marketing.
literally like right at a year. This weekend
It
was the
is,
weekend we
yeah.
were up there.
You were probably just getting ready to head
Do
home.
that, head home and take like 4 flights to get home. That was a doozy. Yeah.
Yeah, I would fly into one of the major cities and then drive, but you know.
Yeah. Well, we learned our lessons with the Erie airport.
Hey, speaking of airports,
Should we take a
I
train?
I don't know. I was kind of thinking we could hop on Air Force One.
You want to?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do Air Force One. You take it away.
Okay. Attention passengers, please buckle your seatbelts. Air Force One is about to take off. You got me dumping in my Air Force Ones. Don't know if you're gonna hop in. What does he say? You got me stunting in my Air Force Ones? What does Nelly say?
Sure. I don't
What are the
know.
words he says?
I don't know
You
what Nelly
got me
says on that one.
in my Air
Air
Force
Force
Ones.
Ones.
Wow, look at us. We landed in Prediction Town.
We did. What do you got for us, Maggie?
Okay. I think that because Josh Lyman ends episode 8 saying we talk about our enemies more than we used to, I think that President Bartlett, is going to try to rally allies and not talk about enemies as much. But then I think someone is going to stab him in the back.
Okay.
Someone that he's like maybe the vice president. He's like, okay, we've cleared the air a little bit. I've told you why I was mad at you. You shouldn't have made me beg. And then the vice president's going to be like, eat two, Brute,
Yeah.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
I think that Danny DeCannon, what is it, Danny Kincannon?
Kincannon.
I'm calling him Danny the Cannon.
Danny Kincannon.
Danny Kincannon. And CJ will hook up, and I think it will get messy
Okay.
because you can't have that in the press corps.
Okay.
And I think Sam will continue to go on dates with Leo's daughter because she's interested. She's hot on him. And I think that they might have a good little relationship going. And I don't think that him and Lori are going to work out because he's such a turd to her. But something you said is that making me think maybe Lori gets caught being a call girl. And then maybe Sam is like, I'm going to get you out of this mess.
Okay.
And then that's what I think.
Okay.
He's going to have to pull some strings. People are going to have to get involved. It's got to be real hush hush.
Okay.
Real, like, keep the secrets.
Okay.
That's what I got so far.
Anything for President Bartlett?
Yeah, I think he's going to try and rally his allies, and then he's going to get stabbed in the back.
Okay, that's right.
I think he's going to get big time screwed over.
Cut that, Amanda. Cut that. She already said it. I already forgot.
It was a really memorable prediction.
Mm-hmm. This is great. I'm so glad that you're loving it and that you're still invested and that you've pointed out the real humor in the show.
Thank you.
It's been great. It's going to keep being great.
Can't wait for episodes 10 through 14.
9 through 14? 9 through 12. 9 through 12. 9, 10,
9,
11,
10,
12.
11. How does math work like that?
Yeah, isn't that weird? 9 through 12 is what we'll be doing next week.
9 through 12 are the next 4 episodes, but you're like, no, 9 to 12 is 3, but then you count the 9 and you count the 12.
Because you're doing 12 minus 9.
And 12
That's
minus
different.
9 is 3.
I know, it's like an Excel spreadsheet. Like if you count the columns, it's actually not what you're counting. It's wild. That's why I don't do Excel. Thanks so much for tuning in. You can check us out on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. You can listen to us on Apple, Spotify, or anywhere else you get your podcast. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a review.
And if you don't know what to say in your review, you could say, this podcast is an American treasure. Some might even call it the National Park of Podcasts.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
You got me stunting in my Air Force Ones. I think he just says like walking in my Air Force Ones, but
He might be.
whatever.